forgot to do an intro. Today's the Extreme tournament, the last one of the year, and I had a decision to make. I could either go north and fish where I fished yesterday and be on generally the same sized kingfish, or take a risk, go south where my buddy got a nice king and nice tuna before 9 a.m. and go off of intel. So decided to go north. It was rough launching. When we were able to go out and get to the bait boat, I found a nice little area where the breakers weren't as bad. It was a nice little trough, and put in my kayak, got waist deep, and I forgot to factor in the rip current, and it pulled me right to where there was breakers like every 10 seconds or so. So it was a wet launch. Everything on my kayak got soaked, but got out, got bait, and it honestly took me about an hour and a half to get to where I fished the day before. So get out there, get to 170, immediately both baits go off. And I didn't record the first fish that I got, but I turned on the camera after the second one. So hooked up, had a double. First one was a bonita. This one's probably a bonita. Never know. Could be a tuna. We'll see. So sorry in advance if you see a bunch of blurs on the screen. It was pretty much raining majority of the morning. It got clear later in the afternoon for a little bit, and then it just started pouring again. So very nautical out here. The screen's definitely going to be, it's going to be dirty regardless, between the waves splashing, fish splashing, and the rain. But I'm like certain this is a bonita, so I'm just trying to horse them in as quick as I can, cut the line, and tie on a new rig so I can get back in the game, because every minute counts in these tournaments. It's coming your way, dude. It's a bonita, but last thing we want is to get fucking tangled. Fun fact, the guy that I was talking to right there, he actually won the tournament, so I'll get more into that towards the end of the video. It's definitely a bonita. So typically I like to cut it when I'm in a tournament, just so I don't have to deal with it. Alright, it was a bonita. But we'll see if we can get something. So after that, there were some other kayakers around me, and it was getting a bit tight. So I decided, you know what, let me go shallow, see if I can find some new fish shallow. Uh, tide the tide change was at 9 o'clock, and it was around, I would say, 8:45 at this point. And I didn't get another hit. So 9 o'clock rolls around, 10 o'clock rolls around, and I said, you know what? I made a bad move. Let me just go back and just sit with the other kayaker and see if I can pick away at something. So get back out there, and shortly after I get out there, it's about, I would say, 10:50 at this point. So running on the tail end of before I have to head in. So get out there, and my flat line goes off, and this is what happened. So I still have my deep bait out, and I'm trying to double up, really, because I know this is I know this is not a bonita, so I'm trying to play this out, and I'm trying to double up, but this fish just has other plans. So you got the tail end of the fight. Y'all are lucky to see any of this, because when I'm in a tournament, last thing I'm thinking about is turning on the camera, which hopefully will change in the future, but I know I'm not talking much about this fish, but I boated this fish at like 11 o'clock, so I realistically had about 30 minutes of good fishing before I'd have to head in. So that right there is why I had to head in a little bit early. I looked on the radar, and all I was seeing was yellows and reds, and I said, that's coming right for us. So started to make my way in, and ended up getting caught by this storm, but I got caught along the shoreline, so it wasn't as bad. But if I definitely stayed out here another 30 minutes, probably wouldn't have made it back to the launch on time, just because of how windy it was. Lots of kayakers flipped out here, lots of kayakers flipped coming in. I almost flipped coming in, lots of kayakers flipped going out. It was a rough day. I'm just happy I only lost a flag, a battery, and my life jacket. So, came away out okay. All my reels needed to be serviced after this, but you know, that's the name of the game. But hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.